Welcome to episode 26, Margin of Safety and Three Wise Men. This is an outline of episode 26. One concept, two books, three wise men. Why study margin of safety? There are two reasons. Reasons number one, I can count at least 50 individuals who have become self-made billionaires because of this concept. Reason number two, Warren Buffett's best advice. If there's one thing that every investor should do, they should read chapter 20 of the book, The Intelligent Investor. For me, it means the difference between the stock price and the liquidation price of the company. For example, a stock has lost 90% of its value, and most analysts think that the company is going bankrupt. But this could be the best time to buy the stock because the margin of safety is the best, and you can make great return on your investment. Here's the calculation. Liquidation value of real estate plus liquidation value of remaining customer minus stock price equal to margin of safety or potential profit. If you are brave enough to buy now, you can make 150% profit. This is the bedrock and single most important concept of value investing. This is book number one, The Intelligent Investor, written in 1949 by Benjamin Graham. This is book number two, Margin of Safety, written in 1991 by Seth Klarman. This book is out of print, and it has a cult following, and a used copy will cost you at least $750. Benjamin Graham is the intellectual father of value investing.
The explanation cannot be found in any mathematics, but it has to be found in investor psychology. You can have an extraordinary difference in the price level merely because not only speculators, but investors themselves are looking at the situation through rose-colored glasses rather than dark blue glasses. It may well be true that the underlying psychology of the American people has not changed so much, and that what the American people have been waiting for many years has been an excuse for going back to the speculative attitudes which used to characterize them from time to time. If history counts for anything, that the stock market is much more likely than not to advance to a point where of real danger.
Our Wall Street professionals usually more accurate in their near or long-term market trends.
And I must say frankly that our studies indicate that you have your choice between tossing coins and taking the consensus of expert opinion. And the results are just about the same in each case. Your question as to why they are not more dependable is a very good one and an interesting one. And my own explanation for that is this, that everybody in Wall Street is so smart, see, that their brilliance offsets each other. And that whatever they know is already reflected in the level of stock prices pretty much, and consequently what happens in the future represents what they don't know.
In January 2017, Warren Buffett is the second richest man in the world with a net worth of $73 billion.
Some lucky days in my life, but one of the luckiest was in 1949 when I was 19 years old in Lincoln, Nebraska, and I picked up a copy of The Intelligent Investor. It not only changed my investment philosophy, it really changed my whole life. I'd be a different person in a different place if I hadn't have first seen that book. I got a bedrock of investment philosophy that really hasn't changed ever since I read the book. Then a year or so later, I very belatedly applied to Columbia University, and Dave Dodd let me in, and I got to know Ben personally when he was my professor in the second semester there. And when I finished up, of course, I said I'd go to work for him for nothing, and he said I was overpriced, and he probably was right. But a few years later, I got a letter from him, and he said, next time you're in New York, I'd like to talk to you. And I made a point of being there about 24 hours later, and he offered me a job. And I didn't ask the salary, but fortunately when I...
Seth Klarman is the third-generation superstar of value investing. Seth Klarman is the founder of the hedge fund Baupost. At age 59, he is also 27 years younger than Warren Buffett.
I wrote the book partly because I was cajoled by a lot of different people into writing the book. I had the offer from a classmate who worked at HarperCollins. I also thought that truthfully, that it would be good for business, that we were a little firm in a small building sublet from Bill Pourvu, and that if we ever wanted to grow the firm, or we ever had a bad spell and we needed to find some new clients because the current ones weren't too happy, that it would be smart to have built some credibility on the outside. It's incredibly flattering that the book is in some demand today after it went out of print a number of years ago.
Here's Seth Klarman's interview with Charlie Rose.
I tried to write it to be accessible to the layperson or the professional entering the field. It's meant to be in some ways an intellectual successor to Intelligent Investor, which was the more accessible of Graham's books. So right. I think it's just another book in that tradition.
Have you evolved? Is my
Warren evolved from...
Is it different from Warren?
Warren evolved through three stages. He went from buying cigar butts and getting the last few puffs
right.
for free, to buying great businesses at really cheap prices, to buying and holding great businesses at so-so prices, right. and maybe even this new area of... I think Buffett's a better investor than me because he has a better eye towards what makes a great business. And when I find a great business, I'm happy to buy it and hold it. Most businesses don't look so great to me.
Do you like bad times then?
You know, we benefit from volatility.
And distressed debt and everything else.
We provide liquidity when people want to sell things in a hurry. Presumably, you know, it's a transaction between consenting adults. When somebody owns a bond that was AAA and now is CCC, they want to sell, they want liquidity. We sort of our rhythm is opposite most of the market's rhythm. We buy things when the market's down, we sell things when the market's up.
What have I learned today? If there is one concept that every investor must master, it is the margin of safety. In times of sharp market decline, you can make a lot of money by being courageous and also being contrarian. Thank you for watching. Please leave your comments and questions below. Next episode I will do is 10 applications of margin of safety. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.